The recruiter said I did well in the interview process and have been very positively received. He will get back to me by the end of the week. Is this a bad sign? In these situations, the answer is always, it depends. All interview processes are different, but if I were to break it down, number one, the recruiter said I did well. I'm not sure if you're talking about an internal recruiter, someone that works for the company you're interviewing with, or an external recruiter, somebody like myself who works for an agency. We'll take an agency first. Personally, I would not tell somebody that they did well unless the company actually said that. And a lot of times I try to temper the person's expectations, so I might not even say the company said they did well. It just depends on the candidate that I'm dealing with. Maybe the candidate needs a pump up, maybe a candidate is too cocky, and then I need to take it down a bit. But if we're talking about an internal recruiter from the company you're interviewing with telling you that you did well, I would see that as a positive sign, because a lot of times the internal recruiters or HR, they are told not to say anything because it can and will be used against them in a court of opinion. If an internal recruiter said that you did well and they don't need to, I'm going to say that it probably is a positive sign. Now, the next part to your question, he said he'll get back to you by the end of the week. So this can also be a positive sign because it gave you a time in which you get back to you by. So you have a commitment. And a lot of times companies won't give you a commitment when you're in an interview. They'll just say, thanks for coming in today. Oh, we should know in a couple weeks or something like that. So what this means is when the recruiter says he'll get back to you by the end of the week, he has to go to talk to other parties at the company and probably pass his notes by the next person that would be meeting with you. I don't have enough information to give you something more definitive, as I would recommend that you watch my video on how to close for the next step in the interview process. So if there are any objections or concerns, you're able to take care of those before you leave the interview, whether it's in person, on the phone, or Zoom. But I would say 75% chance this is a good sign, because they did say at the end of the week you would get back to you and that you did well. There's also the possibility, the 25% chance, that they're just shining you on without having asked specific questions. I'm not sure if you did or not. If someone told one of my candidates that they did well, I would say, great, when's our next step? And then the person would say, well, I'll get back to you by the end of the week. And then you could ask, obviously you said that I did well. Are there any possible concerns or anything that could keep me from moving on to the next step in the process? A typical blow-off is when they say, I have other candidates to talk to, but once we've talked to them, we'll get back to you. And that's where you want to come in and ask, what are you expecting to see in these other candidates that you haven't seen in me? You can look at my interviewing playlist where I answer several of these questions. I hope that helps. Feel free to comment down below, and if you like what I had to say, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if anyone else has any input, feel free to comment down below as well. Thank you.